Thoughts on why Asmongold is the #1 WoW streamer?
Why do I think Asmon is the most successful WoW content creator?
I have the most hair.
Chat, why do you think Asmon is the most successful WoW content creator? I would say...
Yeah, I have the most hair, that's why.
I would say, in general, he interacts with his chat a lot more than most other streamers. I think he's really good at it, considering this, especially considering the size of his stream.
Want to do what
and how fast it moves. I think he's very good at picking out like high-quality comments and interacting with it. I think you see a lot of streamers that are arena streamers, Mythic Plus streamers.
Yep.
Even classic raiding. They stream a lot of raids in classic WoW. Mythic raid streamers. When you're doing content that's that mentally engaging in the game, you can't really focus on your chat and have interaction. And I think
that's why I told people before. That's why I like doing the easier content on stream most of the time. Is because I can focus on the chat and just like kind of keep you guys entertained. You know what I mean? Like that's been a big thing. Yeah, that's it.
I think the big thing that separates Twitch from seeing a movie or, you know, watching a YouTube video or watching something on Netflix or, you know, other more traditional media forms, I think it's the interaction. And I think if you're a streamer and you don't capitalize on the interaction with your chat,
you a bitch.
I think you're probably doing yourself a big disservice.
You a bitch.
I think his stream generally, and this is something I think a lot of streamers don't do, they just kind of wing it when they flip on the stream, like, I don't know what we're doing today, but let's just play the game and we'll see what happens. I think Asmon, and I don't know, I haven't had a conversation with him about this, but I think in general, I would guess that Asmon probably has like a sort of a script and an idea of what he's going to do on his stream. I don't...
Okay, it's not scripted, guys. It's not scripted. I do, this is true though, no, it's not, listen, guys, it's not, stop, guys, I'm not getting exposed right now, okay? Just stop. It's more than that. Yes, obviously, I have an idea of what I want to do on the stream ahead of time. That's obviously what I try to do. I've always been like that. That's always the way that I've tried to handle things and do things, and I think that that's probably the smartest way of handling and doing things. That way you have people and, you know, you can, you have an idea. And, like, I have an idea of what I want to do on my stream, but I don't always follow that paradigm. But I have like, okay, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. So yeah, this is actually kind of true. It's not all scripted, okay, guys?
I don't know if he has it written out or just he thinks about it beforehand, but I think he kind of knows what he's doing on his streams before he even goes live. So he never has a moment of like, what am I doing? Like he has a general flow, right? People say scripted content. All content.
Yeah, people do. I actually, whenever I first started my streams and I was more nervous about like kind of how I wanted to do them and I didn't want them to be boring, I actually would write down on a notepad document like 3 or 4 things. This is like back in 2016 or 2015, like 3 or 4 things that I could do so I didn't forget while I was on air and then end up having like nothing to do. So yeah, this is like, and I did that just to make sure that I thought it would make the stream better.
Content you enjoy ever is scripted content. If you watch a YouTube video, it's scripted. If you watch a movie, it's scripted. You watch a TV show, it's scripted. There's literally nothing at all wrong with having scripted content, because I think that scripted content in general increases like the flow
movies
and the
are scripted. What?
I don't think there's anything wrong at all with that. Knowing what you're doing on your stream to be entertaining is not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
I think that
true.
I think Asmon is really good at making everything on his stream into content. Right? Even like simple stupid things, I think he's good at making everything content. So from unbanning people or checking chat logs or I think like RP walking up to a mount or RP walking up to a dead boss to loot it or whatever. I think he's good at making everything into content that otherwise like wouldn't really be content inherently. Because WoW is not really the most interesting game, so it's on the streamer.
I don't know how he did that without just like literally mauling off into oblivion. Like this group comes in there and they kill him while they just summon the Duke, and like I would be so fucking furious if that shit happened to me, man. I would be so fucking mad.
To make it interesting, and I think he's really good at doing that. I think I think another thing he's done really well with his stream, and this has contributed a lot to his success as a streamer, as a WoW streamer, is I think he places entertainment value of his stream over in-game performance or being good at the game. So I think...
What are you trying to say? What are you trying... What are you trying to say? You know? And like, that is... No, listen. It's not... That actually is true. Like, I spend more time looking at chat whenever I'm doing a boss fight than actually doing the boss fight. That is definitely true.
That is to say, I don't think he's an ego gamer, and I think it's really important. So you'll see a lot of people that will like spend a lot of time like trying to be good and trying to make their viewers think they're good by farming arena all day, or trying to push their Raider IO as high as they can, or trying to farm Mythic Plus or like Mythic Raid achievements, or trying to flex by getting rank 14 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I think the entertainment value of being that good is not worth the trade-off of how boring the content is. You know what I mean? I think it's better just to be entertaining rather than having everyone think you're good all the time. And I think that's a very I'm not saying it's not good. I'm saying it's an intentional decision to provide more entertaining content than just trying to flex on people in a video game and on Twitch. I think that's a really wise thing to do if you're trying to be as successful as you can as a streamer. I mean, think about how many 0-viewer rank 1 Gladiator streamers there are.
Yep.
You scroll through the WoW section, 1 viewer, 2 viewer, these like multi-rank 1 Gladiator, 15 seasons in a row, multi-class, rank 1 on every single class, and they have like 3 viewers. No one cares. It's because they're boring. It doesn't matter how good you are. There's boring, and it's the same thing for League of Legends streams and Counter-Strike streams. Just because you're good does not mean it's going to be a good stream or people are going to care at all about it. It's a lot of the time it's boring content. You have.
Well, it's also because like WoW doesn't have a community of people that care about being good at the game. Like, people that play WoW don't care if you're good at the game. It doesn't matter. Like, being good at the game is like, it's irrelevant. I think it's very situational about the game. So, for example, it's not always true. Well, yes, you're right. It's not always true with every single person. You're okay. Thank you. That really adds a lot to the conversation. So the majority of people don't give a shit. Anyway, yeah, Avelli, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. So the majority of WoW players don't care about if somebody's good at the game or not. It just doesn't really matter because it's not a competitive game in the same way. So, for example, if you play Counter-Strike or you play CSGO, or CSGO is Counter-Strike, Valorant, or you play Overwatch, or you play League of Legends or Dota, like, your skill and ability in the game is why people watch, because that's what the game, it's completely a competitive game. But with WoW, because there's a lot of other elements to it, I think that's why it doesn't really have like that same focus on a competitive atmosphere. World First was pretty fun. Oh yeah, there are exceptions, absolutely, but I think on day to day it doesn't really matter as much.
To make the content exciting, and just because you're good does not mean that you can do that. I also think, and maybe this might seem like a backhanded compliment, but it's not at all. And I think this is a huge reason why he's been successful also. I think that in general, I think that Asmon is way smarter than the content he produces. And what I mean by that is kind of like this, we
got paint up.
If you have an IQ chart like this, let me make this thicker. You have an IQ chart like this, this is average, that's 100 IQ right there. Say, I mean, Asmon's a very smart guy, the IQ bell curve. Let's say Asmon's over in this category. Asmon's a very smart guy. I think he designs his content to be consumed by people in this category. And I think that doing that appeals to as many people as he possibly can, because this is where the majority of the people are. If you're appealing to this demographic on the right, or the incredibly stupid demographic on the left, you're appealing to fewer people.
See, I would like to go and I want to show you guys how on Twitch it's a little bit different, okay? So on Twitch, it's like this. So you have, as Staysafe showed, you have the normal, the normal IQ distribution, right? But here's the problem with Twitch. That's the Twitch normal IQ distribution. And so, really, the dumber the content is, the more people are going to be able to watch it. Okay? That's definitely fucking true. And I think that's definitely true. Like, obviously, I think like a one way to look at this is that's why I don't have a bunch of add-ons and everything on my UI, is because I want to make it accessible for people that don't really have a lot of prior knowledge of the game. And so that makes it to where like they can just watch and absorb what's happening on the screen.
Just fewer people. So I think that if you want to be a successful streamer or content creator, you need to appeal to the masses rather than, like, I think that appealing to elitists ends up making bad content.
Yep.
I think that elitism in video games turns away a lot of just more normal, average, casual players. Yeah, I think that intentionally appealing to a more normal or average audience is something that he's done. That's my speculation. And I think it's a very intentional decision that has resulted in success of his. And I think it's important to do that to build as big of a viewer base as you possibly can, right? If you're trying to maximize your viewership or maximize your success in that way.
I think it's also about making accessibility. So, like, for example, you have, like, a lot of things where, like, a mount competition or a transmog competition is accessible to any player or any individual watching the stream, right? You can never played WoW before, and you can watch a transmog competition, and you can like understand it and appreciate it in relatively the same way that like a high-end player would. You know what I mean? And what's this? What the fuck did he say? Fart? Yeah. See. Okay. That's pretty much where we're at. Okay, just so everybody sees what's going on here, all right?
I think that another thing he's done, trying to like think about this. I think that he's placed quality of content over quantity of content, because Asmon, really compared to a lot of super successful streamers on Twitch, doesn't stream a whole lot.
No.
When if you compare him to other really big streamers, like he'll stream maybe 30 or 35 hours a week, or maybe even less than that sometimes. Whereas a lot of other giant streamers, they'll stream, or bigger streamers, they'll stream
like 60, 70 hours a week.
I'm gonna mute alerts while I talk about this. They'll stream, 50, 60 hours a week, and I think that streaming less is another intentional decision of his to elevate the quality of the content that he does provide. This is something I've realized or come to terms with. I think it's better to have no stream than to have a bad stream. So if I'm in a bad mood or I just don't really know what I'm going to do that day on a stream, I'll tend to just want to take the day off, because I'd rather not have a stream than have a bad stream. That's my outlook on it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, people look forward to watching it. They know if they're watching a stream, there's something happening. Like, I've thought about doing like more chill streams where it's not like as like I don't know, like focused on like one thing. I'm just like farming random shit or whatever for like hours. But at the end of the day, I mean, I might do that at some point in the future in terms of just having like kind of like kind of like B-roll time and like fun stuff like that. But to me, I also just kind of want to have like my time to myself, and I think that, before I took my break, I was streaming a lot more. I was streaming like as much as a lot of other guys were streaming, even more than a lot of the other like bigger streamers stream. And I was like burning out. Like I don't like being on the air that long, like I like making videos too. And I think that being able to just like kind of recharge helps me out a lot, and I don't really burn out as much whenever I have that ability. Yeah, I just burn out, exactly.
Yeah, all that matters is what your viewers are seeing. And if they see a bad stream that leaves a bad taste in their mouth, it's better just to hide for the day if you're in a bad mood or gonna have a bad stream or don't know what you're gonna do. You don't have any content for it. I think another thing is, let me think.
I wish more streamers focused on that, actually. I dislike the idea that you have to be online all the time and you have to be streaming constantly. I think that's unhealthy. mentally and physically for streamers. And I think the focus should be on making good quality content, not just putting in hours. I've never believed in quantity over quality. And that's my focus. I think that there are some people who do stream a lot and they have really good content generally all the time, and that's great. But for me personally, I know that whenever I watch a lot of people's streams, whenever they're streaming for like more than 8 hours, for example, their streams are awful. Like, they're not fun to watch at all. Like, they're bored, they're burnt out, they're tired, and they're not talking a lot. And it's just not something that I would go out of my way to watch. So I try to focus on making sure that whenever I'm online, I do things that are, you know, or I still have energy to be like online and as entertaining as possible. You know what I mean?
This is maybe the final thing that comes to mind.
Yeah,
I think that
matters a
Asmon is
lot.
really good at having diverse content. If you look at an Asmongold stream, and I don't watch his stream so much anymore because I'm...
Guys, stop trying to call out like other streamers. Like, it's really cringe, and like, I hate how you guys do that. I hate how you guys do that. Like, XQC and Soda are my friends. Of course I'm not talking about them. Like, just stop. Like, it's like this like unnecessary, like, cringe-worthy negativity for no reason. Just stop.
Either streaming myself or sleeping midday. I'm a midday sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm a snoozer. But Asmon, the streams I have watched Asmon, you never really see him do the same thing for more than like 45 minutes or an hour at most. And I think that is really appealing to like ADHD viewers, where
unless it's Mecha,
you know, on my stream very regularly, it's like, all right, guys, we're gonna go farm gold or farm Mardon or farm this rep or whatever the fuck for 4 hours. And it's like, yeah, that's a decision I'm making to try to be more successful in the game, and I'm perfectly happy to do that. I like doing that.
Or I'll go
But
on.
as far as appealing to viewers on Twitch,
or watching
like,
a 10-minute
I totally
video.
get how that's pretty boring.
That's an hour.
Right? It's not really the best content to watch a streamer farm Mardon for 4 hours.
No.
And so you watch Asmon, and he never really does the same thing for too long. I think the content diversity is really important.
Yep.
That's what I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, I think probably those reasons are why Asmon is more successful than most other streamers. I mean, you look at the WoW section, and most streamers, they're just trying to really be good at the game. They're trying to do mythic raids. They're trying to farm arena points or farm arena rating. I mean, or farm Raider Plus, Raider IO, whatever it's called.
Raider Plus.
They're trying to be super successful ego gamers in classic WoW or whatever.
Raider Plus.
And I think that in general that is not very appealing to viewers, and that content isn't really very interesting. Either because it's just not good content, and a lot of it isn't. That's my take. Or I think the bigger issue is that it takes away your interaction with your chat. People watch Twitch to see interaction. I think that's probably the biggest reason why people watch Twitch. And so doing content that will foster interaction and allow you to interact and like get your viewers involved in some way, that's the best content there is. That's one of the reasons why I've sort of stopped streaming raids in Classic, because I...
Let me read this real quick. McConnell said in chat, man, Asmon is so great. Asmon is a genius. Asmon provides such unique content. Asmon really gets things done. Asmon is a legend. Wow. Yo, McConnell. True, dude. True. So true. That's the truest true there ever has been true. Thank you, man.
I feel like my worst streams in Classic WoW are where I'm raiding and I'm raid leading, and I can't talk to chat because I have to talk to my raid, and you know I have to yell at them and hey, do this, do that, do this. Sorry, chat. Oh, thanks for the dono. Sorry, I can't talk right now. I'll thank the subs after the raid's over. Whatever. I'll talk to you guys when the raid's done. I think it's just my worst stream, so that's one of the reasons why I've stopped streaming raids. Anyway, I think that's why Asmon's probably where he is on Twitch. Like those are my takes. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's exactly.
What do you guys think about this? Does that sound true? Let me see.
Yeah, there it is. I think that's pretty accurate overall. Yeah, I'd say so. Overall, sub mode puts me off streams while I watch without being able to interact. I don't think sub mode is necessarily a bad thing, especially if you're playing a competitive game, because people can get really obnoxious if like you're losing or something like that, and then it just like makes you mad, it makes the chat mad. It's just like it's a bad thing. But I do think overall that, you know, sub mode isn't really the best way to handle things. I try not to do sub mode unless it's like a very specific weird thing. I don't think I've even turned on sub mode for like once for like 10 minutes ever since I came back from streaming. It's very, very unlikely. I'll read the comments here real quick and I'll see what they say. Sub mode's so weird. I'm not a big fan of it. There are several aspects of Asmon's content that led to success. Pretty much nailed them. I want to focus on a few things though. First off, his content is really funny. Whether that be trolling in the open world, trolling chat, or saying ridiculous things about all sort of topics, rarely if ever crossing the line, trolling McConnell and vice versa. Don't underestimate McConnell's importance. Don't underestimate McConnell's importance. That's a lot of truths, guys. It is a lot of truths. You're right about that. I think funny content will bring people back more than just 360 no-scope big dick plays. Second, he doesn't shy away from some good drama. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, there is that. One of his guild officers, ninja something from a dungeon, Asmongold eventually made the entire thing into a medieval court case. He heard arguments from both sides, and whenever there wasn't a clear resolution, he had the two parties have a trial by combat. I remember that. Yeah, and Quinn beat Royson's ass. Okay, let's see. It's very good at interacting with chat. Very good video, Staysafe. Very true. This is one of your best videos. Yeah, I think Staysafe was pretty accurate with all of the good things he said about me. I think all of those were very accurate. 100%, guys. 100 fucking %. Not wanting to have to deal with hate's weird. No, it's not. No, the thing is, like, if you don't want to deal with like people shit talking you and you put it on sub mode to avoid like having people come into your stream and like say a bunch of negative stuff to you, I think that's a good idea, right? There's no reason that somebody should just be a punching bag. Streamers should not be punching bags. They should not be expected to be punching bags, and I think that expectation is toxic and bad for the community. So yeah, of course that's not a good idea. Hot? Wait, what's hot? How hot? Wait, what do you mean? What the hell are you guys talking about? What's this? His comment? Oh, let's see. He's the Howard's turn to WoW. You forgot to talk about how hot he is. That's probably not even a real girl. So, like, I'm not even gonna listen. Like, if there's one thing that I've learned over time is that if there's somebody giving me a compliment on my appearance, it's not a real girl. Okay, like just know that for a fucking fact. It's not. Let's move on. We're going to go to the next one here. Asmongold is an awesome streamer. True, dude. Gotta say, he's never impressed me, and I didn't care for him. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, fuck him, dude. Let's see. Is there any more of these? Very thoughtful about his content. I try to be as much as possible.